have washed off and it's not listed. Alright, go answer the door.
Hey, there's that box. I forgot I gotta cut this music. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another
Facebook
Heather's Live
is
Box.
pain, so go answer the door.
Give me a second.
Juice is like, there's someone here. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. This is Heather's American Flag Live Box with gold foil. Whoop, winning. Oh, snap. Hold on. Someone is approving them. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, my Facebook group had requests to join, so I had to hop over to the Facebook group. All right, so we are doing the Heather Live Box tonight. The Heather Live Box is a box that you buy. You buy it from our website, and you actually get all of the items that you need to make an awesome cup. We've got our matte white, and we've also got our vinyl, our decal. We're gonna stick directly to our tumbler. Everyone got a matte sublimation tumbler because that's what we're gonna use for our tumbler, for our template. Everyone received a pre-cut out decal. We're gonna have to cut it out. It's cut, but it's not cut completely out. It's in a 12 by 12 square. Cameron's got to switch me over to the thingamathing. There we go. Now Facebook peeps can see. Nice. All right, so I'm going to start out by cutting out our decal. So if you look really carefully at your decal, you will see the cut lines on it. You want to cut out that box around the edge, that outer edge. So I'm just going to cut that out.
Sorry about the taking a second to be able to come back and.
Hello, Heather. Michael is outside, says Maggie. Okay, he's inside now. We found him. All right, so I'm just cutting out my outer edge of my tape. This is Spangled Cup Tape. You get it already pre-cut for your tumbler in your live box. I'm trying to cut it carefully because I can't cut a straight line to save my life. Like, I'm really terrible at it. Alright, so I cut out my design. Cut out our design, right? So this is a double-sided sticky tape. It's like a cup tape. And what this is going to do is we're going to put it down on our tumbler, and it is going to allow our glitter to adhere to it without any Mod Podge, any epoxy, or any other products to it. So I've got my white matte sublimation tumbler that everybody received in their live box. It already has a matte finish, so you don't have to worry about sanding it or anything like that. This template is cut out specifically for this tumbler, so it is perfectly sized. So you do want your stars on your left side of it. You don't want to put it upside down. You want your stars up towards the top. You want to line it up on your tumbler.
Hi, Burnett. You're very welcome, Maggie. Thank you for coming and giving us some business. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Alright, so once I have it lined up to where it meets correct on both sides and at the top, I'm going to hold down one side of it very carefully. I'm going to peel back this other side and trim off a piece of this blue adhesive, or this blue.
Sorry, TikTok, give me 1 second. I gotta adjust.
You are being moved to TikTok. Hello, Leslie. Hi, Flutterbug. How are you? I got some of my TikToky peepees on there. Is your phone ringing? Alright, so you have to carefully pick away this blue backing on it because it is definitely not easy to pick away. And I'm actually losing some of my traction here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel it off.
Is that good?
Yes. Alright. So this is the very tedious part, okay? The very tedious part is getting your backing off of it. Hello, Brittany. Mother Nature sucks tonight. Y'all doing good up there? Yeah, it was lightning outside. And you could tell that a storm was coming. Alright, so you will feel that you have your sticky space that is still stuck to the white half of your paper.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi, Bailey. You are going to want to pull it. I don't know if you want to go overhead, Cameron. You're going to want to pull it back and expose a little bit of it. Like this. Right, you got my blue paper here. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to trim off my blue paper. And I'm going to stick this other stuff back down, and I'm going to kind of stick it back on there, but with a little bit of a lip on there so that I can get it off easier. And I'm going to go back on my tumbler.
Thank you guys for the follows and the likes. We appreciate it. Over on TikTok, we appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you, TikTok ears. I'm going to line up my design again. I want to make sure that my stripes line up on that because that is very important. I want it all to line up. Well, I guess my stripes don't meet on this side, but I want it to line up from the top and it to be completely straight. All right, and then once I have it lined up again, I'm going to hold my one side of it down. I'm going to lift off this piece that I cut a second ago. It's like really sticky, by the way. Like that. I am going to lay it back down gently, firmly pressing it down. So you just want to get that little edge that's off of there off. And then press it down. You want to make sure that you press out all your bubbles. Pressing out all of the bubbles, squishing out my bubbles. Even at the bottom. Now this is called the hinge method. This is just where you have one side where it's stuck to the tumbler and then you start pushing it across your tumbler to get the rest of it to stick down.
Thank you, Nikki, for the roses.
Thank you, Nikki. Alright, so now that I have this side stuck down, I'm going to flip this back and I'm going to expose a little bit of this blue. A little bit of this blue, right? So I'm going to make sure I have it pulled up a little bit all the way along. Because remember, I can't draw a straight line or cut a straight line to save my life. So this line that I cut is totally not straight. So I've got to pull it back a little bit more just to make sure that I got all of it off. Because it didn't lay back down flat because I didn't cut it straight. Alright, so I'm going to start pressing it and pushing that paper off the back. Lift it up a little bit, pull a little bit more, and I'm just going to take my hand and I'm going to firmly press it down. You want to make sure you don't have any bubbles that's in it because it's going to give you some, it's gonna give you like some smushiness whenever you epoxy over it. Your epoxy is gonna be smushy in that spot. So pull it a little bit more, press it down, rub it from top to bottom, pushing it towards where your paper is stuck to the back of it. Pull a little bit more, press, and then you're just gonna go around the whole tumbler like this. Now, if you do use a scraper, some people use a scraper, and the scraper can actually lift up your little pieces of paper that you have. So if you do use one, you could totally use one. Use the felt side and just be careful of where your cut lines are for that white paper. Look, we're halfway there. And you can go faster than this. I'm just going slower just to make sure that I'm not getting any bubbles. Now, if you're a pro, if you're a fucking professional, like Sweary Kim says, love her by the way, then you could totally go a lot faster than what I'm going right now. But I'm scared I'm gonna fuck it up, so I'm not gonna go that fast. And then once you get this bad boy on there, it's like a breeze from that. It's a breeze. And that is like almost perfect size too, by the way. Boom. All right, so I'm going to do my blue first. Love me some Sweary Kim reference, right? I love Sweary Kim. I'm glad that TikTok has freed her, because that was some BS about her being in like lockdown for forever.
What is that you're using?
So this is actually called Spangled Cup Tape, and it is a cup tape that I cut the design out of, and it's double-sided, so I'm going to peel off these strips that I cut in the design. So this white piece is going to come off, and then I'm going to be able to glitter it. It's adhesive underneath here. All of the items that you're going to see me using tonight actually came from a Heather Live box. They are on our website at customcreations31326.com. So it's essentially a box that you get. It's full of everything that you need to make a cup. So this one comes with all the glitter, your template, your foil, because we're going to throw in some gold foil on there, and your tumbler. And then you can just make a cup with me. I like to do these once every month or so, once every 2 months, so that everybody kind of gets out of their comfort zone. Now, I do have some spectacular ones planned in the future that I think are going to be fun. I take pride in some of the designs that I come up with. So I always like to keep everybody out of their comfort zone. That's my main goal. Alright, so I'm going to start peeling this big part around the stars. I'm not going to peel the stars. I'm going to peel the part around the stars, which is the blue. Cameron's giving me the hold on finger. The hold.
Okay, go again.
What about it? What did you do?
I disconnected one cable and connected another one because we were having trouble with this one to keep up.
Okay, so I peeled the area that you have around the stars. So this is going to be your blue area. So not the striped side, but the side where the stars are. So I'm just going to peel that off.
Thank you guys for the roses and
yes,
the likes.
Thank you guys for the follows, the likes, and all the little presents. I don't think I've really gotten any presents before. Alright, so I'm just peeling this off. You'll see that your stars are left behind. And I tore it like a dumbass, so, you know, you can be a little bit more gentle than me and it'll stay all in one piece. I'm just unforgiving. So lightning just hit the tree in the backyard. That's pretty scary. It must be way worse in I guess it's coming from Pembroke to here.
Could very well be.
It always hits Pembroke first. It's like we're nestled in this little area where everybody else gets hit before we do. Which I guess isn't a bad thing, but Pembroke can only take so much, you know?
True.
Alright, so if your stars lift up any, just press them down. Just press those bad boys back down. You don't want your stars. This is what it looks like so far. You see my sticky and all my stars are staying behind. Alright, and perfect. Perfect, perfect. Alright, I'm going to make sure my stripes are pressed down still really well. And then I'm going to get my blue glitter. This glitter is from Mad Glitter. They are the ones that actually provided all the glitter for this live box. Tell me that's not beautiful. This one is called Mad Whit. This is a holographic blue. Yeah, it's a holographic blue. If you guys on Facebooky can see it. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Don't mind me. I'm just. Oh God. Oh, hello.
Stop! You're not supposed to like it, you freaking weirdo.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay, now they can see. Now they can see the.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So far, Avery is panicking and Saber almost peed herself. That is not good. Dang it. Alright, so I've got to open my baggie of glitter. Now this is the tricky part. They make sure you can't get in them and that your goodies don't spill before you get them. She licked it, so it's hers. That's right. That is right.
Lord have mercy.
I licked it, so it's mine. Alright, so we're just dumping our glitter on this adhesive. I see one of my stars has lifted up a little bit, so I'm just going to make sure that that is pressed back down. Make sure all those beautiful stars are pressed down really good. Then I'm going to take some and I'm going to press it in on my area where my blue is. You want to press that glitter in there, so you press it and it sticks really well to your adhesive so you get full coverage. Let me take this. I'm just going to give it a little tap.
A little tink tink.
A little tink tink. I'm going to get my really big paintbrush.
Sometimes you have to give it a little bit of a tink tink.
I don't want to talk about my big paintbrush, okay? We're not going to talk about it.
Wow. That is a really big paintbrush.
Shh.
Where'd you get that?
I don't want to talk about it. That's what I just said. I said I don't want to talk about it, okay?
We're going to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about
Where'd you get it?
Your mom's house.
No way. I didn't know she had any paintbrushes that big.
Alright, so just going in with my glitter and pressing it on that adhesive. What that does is it's just making sure that all of your sticky is covered up with glitter and no longer sticky.
You don't want to lose any of your sticky.
You do want to lose your sticky, but where you're putting your glitter is where you want to lose your sticky. That's the key.
You don't want to lose your sticky.
Let's see. Oh, I don't want to smack my watch. Look how beautiful that is. Look how easy that was. That was stupid easy.
Was it stupid or was it easy? Or was it both?
It was both. That was stupid easy. Siri, will you stop listening to me? You're creeping me out. Alright, just making sure my glitter's pressed in there really good. You can never have your glitter pressed in there too good, so you just want to make sure. That's a nice big paintbrush you got. Well, thank you, Bailey. I like my big paintbrush. It's my favorite. I like my big paintbrush. Alright.
Don't harass the crafter, says Brittany.
Yeah, don't harass me. It never ends well for anybody who harasses the crafter.
I thought harass was 2 words.
Harass? You're so stupid.
The fact that you had to say it.
No, I knew it before I said it, okay? I just said it so that everyone else didn't have to say it. Right? Gosh.
Just like my grandpa always told me asphalt was a rectal problem.
Alright. I'm just getting all my blue glitter off. Give it a little tink tink. Another little tink tink. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that awesome? Oh. I like a big paintbrush and I cannot lie. Right, Brittany? There's so many things you could do with a big paintbrush that you can't do with a small one. It's better for bigger areas, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Isn't it pretty? So, I was talking to some of the people that are in like a group chat that we have going, and you could totally use an epoxy alternative with this tumbler because it is all fine glitter. So, who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Obviously them.
I actually have an epoxy alternative, and I thought about using it just so that I could, on this tumbler, just so I could get familiar with it and maybe be able to help people with it better if I use it for the once or twice in my lives. Do you know?
Yeah. It's so pretty.
Isn't it? I love it. And look at how easy it was. No Mod Podge. I'm not gagging because Mod Podge smells like the devil's butthole. None of that. None of that.
I too have a big paintbrush that I use for brushing glitter.
Who said that? Rennie?
Bailey. Bailey. And then
Oh,
she
Bailey.
said the size does matter.
Oh.
Which is, you know what, actually, I found out the other day.
So you can even brush yourself with it. You just...
You know what I found out the other day?
What?
You know why men have a hard time measuring correctly?
Why?
And why ladies always think that it's not...
Because they're going
the
from
right
under
size.
instead of on top?
No. No. It's because I found out something very interesting the other day. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to give us an example? I'm scared. Alright, so the next color I'm going to do is red. And that is going to be for my stripes. So red, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our first row is going to be red, and then we're going to skip a row and do the white because a regular centimeters doesn't count is what Fawn says. Centimeters doesn't count.
Well, that's what I was... Where's the damn tape measure?
There's one in the foil box next to the TV.
This joke is going to be long gone before I'm done.
This joke is going to be long gone before he's done. Alright, so you could do it the fast way and pull one line at a time. Or you could do it you could do the slow way and pull one line at a time. Or you could do the fast way and pull all of them and then dump your glitter on. Don't believe everything you see on TikTok, Cameron.
Well, listen, hear me out. So here's where I had an issue, okay? We're gonna switch to the vein because I gotta demonstrate.
Cameron's going to come back with his clothes on. Is Cameron going to come back with his clothes on?
All right, so hear me out. So here's what. Let me get it to where. So people can. This is really uncomfortable. So here, this is something to measure with, right? You see? You see it?
Yeah.
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 You know what that stands for?
60 inches. It's inches.
Yeah. No, it's incorrect.
Oh, it's
Look,
the inch side is incorrect.
Yeah, you see where it says IN? That stands for incorrect. That's not what actually you're supposed to measure with. If you can see on what does that say?
CM.
Yeah, you know what that stands for? Correct measurement. That stands for correct measurement. Look, if you look really closely, it says CM, which stands for correct measurement. Which means that, so when I say it's 6, when you ask me how long it is, look, that's the 6.
Correct measurement.
That's the correct measurement. And most people think that you're supposed to have this, which is not correct because that is incorrect.
You're stupid.
Lesson over.
Lesson of centimeters and inches is over, okay? So CM actually stands for correct measurement.
Oh no, Cameron's gonna come back with no clothes on. Poor guy. I know, it's tough. And listen, I get it. So that's why I had to make sure that I demonstrated what that actually meant. And you're welcome.
Isn't he a trip? Alright, so I pulled off all of my every other strips here. You see them. You see them. Every other strip. So my top strip, this is going to be red. And then all of these, so every other one all the way down is red. So apparently there's 7 red stripes to an American flag. And there is 6 white stripes to American flag. So that's why they were cut like this. So I had it, what?
You're thinking about it.
Because you're staring at me like I said something wrong. Stop staring at me. I don't like when you stare at me.
Curious?
What? Alright, so you're gonna...
This is what American flag.
Yeah, there you go. If you're on Facebook.
There we go.
If you're on Facebook, Cameron has it pulled up with the correct measurement. I mean, sequence on the American flag. Yeah. Alright, so we've got our beautiful red Madam MG from Mad Glitter. Where's this? Oh, this one. Madam MG. And then we're going to go in over the places that we have our tape pulled. And we're going to dab, dab, dab that red glitter in there, alright? We're just going to dab, dab until you can't dab, dab no more, okay? Alright, so you're just going to sprinkle it. Now remember, you could do this one stripe at a time, or you could do them all at the same time. It's really a personal preference. It's totally up to you, okay? So I'm going to do like 2 at a time, okay? And I'm going to press that glitter in there. And since you press it in there, so you don't have to worry about it getting on the blue. I made a little heart on the plate for a second. That's because I love you guys. That's why. It's totally because I love all of you. Alright, you can also give it a little rub to rub it on that adhesive. Get that adhesive nice and full of your glitter.
That's actually probably the biggest tip there, right?
Yeah, glitter or rub or squish in. You could pat your glitter in with your finger, or you could kind of rub it in there.
Rub it until it's no longer sticky.
Yeah, rub it till it's no longer sticky. That is correct. Because if it is still sticky and you leave it sticky, then when you go in with your white,
White's gonna get on the sticky part.
White is gonna get on your red, and you don't want that. So you want to make sure that it is pressed in there really, really good. Pressed and rubbed and dabbed and sneezed on and, you know, all that good jazz. What? That gives you nice full coverage on there too. Now remember, our cup was white under here. Our cup was white. So you want to make sure that you're not seeing any of that white through it. All right. I'm going to give it a little brush. Brush off any of that I got on the blue. Look how awesome that looks so far. Look. Looks so good. Tell me that's not the easiest shit you've ever seen in your life. Isn't that awesome? Look how easy that was. Just the easy speasy sneezy. All right, so let's rub some red on the rest of it.
It is honestly, seriously, really easy.
Yeah, it's super easy, isn't it?
And it's turning out really cute too.
And there's no Mod Podge. I'm not pulling my hair out because I have to do another layer of something. Yeah, like, most simple ever. Ever, ever, ever.
America.
America. Just in time for 4th of July. I wanted to get these ones done in time so that everybody could take orders on them and make more of them if they needed to. I'm sure this one is going to sell. Now,
is this something that you would send the template file or sell the template file? Just out of curiosity, for me.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I created this file.
That's what I was asking. Because if we sold the Precut tape.
Yeah, I would sell the Precut tape for it so that people didn't have to buy the whole box again.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. If you ended up getting the Spangle tape and you pre-cut it, and we sold the tape already pre-cut.
Yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I'd have to ask her.
Start your first line as red.
Yes, start your first line as red, and then skip a line, and then red, and then skip a line, and then red. So you're supposed to have seven red lines on the American flag and 6 white lines. How many coats of epoxy do you put on yours? So on this one, I would put a max of 2 layers of epoxy if everything is smooth on there. This, since it's not chunky glitter, you're not gonna need a million coats of epoxy on it. Like, it's not going to need a whole lot of epoxy. I would say 2.
If it was chunky, it would be different.
If it was chunky, it would be a little bit different. But, since it's not, I would say 2 to 3 layers of epoxy at most. I wouldn't use a whole ton of epoxy on it. because you're just going to be adding more weight. I would say 3 coats of epoxy. As long as it's smooth, you're good. I would say no less than 2 coats of epoxy though. So I would say 2 or 3. All right, so we got our red down. Now, if you want to glitter your butt, you've got a couple options here, okay? Number one, you can totally use some extra adhesive that you cut off of your big sheet, stick it on the bottom, which may be a little bit more difficult. You could draw out your line around it because you're gonna have to do it over the slip. Or number 2, you could just take some Mod Podge, some Tack It. You could probably spray some spray paint on it if you really want to. Yeah, designer clear adhesive. You could use anything you wanted, and you could glitter this butt so that you don't have to leave it white. I think I'm gonna leave mine white because I think it's just very clean with the white butt on it. And that white straight line around the bottom. It looks like it goes back into a white line.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think I'm gonna leave mine white because it looks so clean like that. All right, now.
Thank you for the follow.
Yes, thank you so much for the follow. I'm gonna dust off my red really good.
I like clean white butts. Same.
Clean white butts.
That's the problem we have with our son right now. It's his butt.
Yes, he's always got a poopy butt because he will drop his drawers and poop anywhere. Okay, in my backyard, in anywhere. It's so concerning. All right, so you're gonna want to make sure that you brush this off really good. You know, I got my big paintbrush because the bigger it is, the faster it. Never mind. I'm not gonna finish my statement. Okay, I'm not.
The faster it satisfies your needs. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we're just gonna keep going. All right, we're just gonna keep going.
Proceed.
Proceed.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
Yeah, she. All right. Bailey's like dying. I saw my husband look at me from over there, and I had to stop what I was saying. Okay.
Do I need to leave?
No, you don't have to leave.
Do you need a moment with your big brush?
No, I don't. Flutterbug is dying as well. She's like, oh my gosh, she really said that. I started to say it, and then my husband caught my eye out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, you know what? To keep myself from getting in trouble, I am not going to finish that statement. I'm not going to finish it, okay?
I've been measuring in the correct measurement this whole time.
You've been measuring in centimeters this whole time? That's okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay. Alright, so next is our white. I lost my label to it, but it is the same as everyone else's. I think it's Bob White. From Mad Glitter. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful.
Should be Betty.
Betty White. Yeah, I think that is.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Betty White. I miss that lady. Alright, so I'm just going to cut off the end of my bag. They seal those up at the end so you don't have to worry about it exploding inside of your box. Now, some of you, if you did get the live box, you did get a little bit of exploding. You totally got some glitter mix that I made about a year ago. And someone was like, I need more of that. And I'm like, that's literally a glitter mix that I made like 2 years ago. Yeah, Betty. There you go, Heather. Look how awesome that looks, though. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm like in awe. I know I designed this cup, but this is like the first time I've made it. Okay, like I always make my live boxes with you guys. I don't ever like pre-make it, so we kind of work out all of the kinks together. So if I run into an issue, it's probably going to be one that you run into as well. So I want it to work through it together. So that's why I don't do my live boxes before I do the live on them. Alright, so I'm going to start pulling off the white for my stars. Very carefully because I don't want to pull off any of my blue glitter. I'm just going to throw that down there, okay? I'm just going to throw it down there. It's fine. Oops, I tore that one. Dang it. I'm so rough. I'm rough with everything.
They say that about girls with tattoos.
They say that about girls with tattoos, is that we're rough with everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are rough around the edges.
Yeah, it's just an overall rough around the edges. I could see that. I could see that. And if you didn't want to glitter your white, you definitely didn't have to. That is something that we weren't certain about, is if we were just going to leave the white as it was, or if we were going to actually glitter it, because the cup's white anyways. This cup you didn't even have to prep. It came white for you guys. It was already prepped. Oh, and by the way, there's no way that I was fitting 50 stars on this. Just so you guys know. Okay,
You could have, but it would have been a nightmare.
it would have been such tiny stars. That's like if you also got the Fawn Line box, which is a rhinestone American flag. Yeah, we do that one too. There was no way that I was putting 50 rhinestone or 50 live 50 stars on your guys' live box tumbler and expect you guys to be able to rhinestone it and not want to pull your hair out. So I didn't, I saved everybody the headache and the frustration, and I did not put 50 stars. They're actually, I think the stars on the rhinestone live box are a good bit larger than these. Now, I know in American flags you're supposed to have 50 stars, but ooh, I missed a spot right there. I'm gonna have to go back and get that. Fuck. Right, I'll have to get that now. Alright, so around one of your little stars right here, there's totally a spot where you're supposed to put blue. And we're about to put blue on that spot. It's a little spot.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. Let's see. You see it right there? Right there. Right there is where you're going to have a spot where you need to put blue. So I'm going to do that before I add my white. And then I'm going to brush down very carefully. So I don't screw it up, okay? Alright, push some blue in that spot, and then I'm going to gently brush down. I don't want to press, I don't want to brush white or this blue up into those open spaces where I removed that paper.
You caught it. Hi, Scarlett.
Hi from Brazil.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Shaking hands with the Brazilians. Hey, you
That
guys
is
have
so awesome.
you guys have cool waxes.
Brazilian, really, Cameron? Don't listen to my husband.
I was only kidding.
Don't listen to him.
I was kidding.
I think I vote for men going to get a Brazilian wax.
No.
Oh, Cameron, you could do it, and I could record it and put it on TikTok.
No.
Just your facial expression, not your balls being ripped off of your body.
Hey, can I tell you something?
What?
Tain't gonna happen.
So.
Tain't gonna happen.
So.
Because here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
At the end of it, they'd be like, rectum nearly killed him.
Come on, you're a party pooper.
I'd be
If
balls.
women could do it, you could do it.
I'd be balls to the wall.
If women could do it, you could do it.
See, but that's the thing. Like, you ladies don't get the stuff that men have to go through. Like, cause hear me out. Like, it takes a lady going through natural childbirth with no epidural to know what a man goes through when he has a cold. Like.
That's from that TikTok earlier, damn it.
I know. Like, you have to give natural childbirth, no epidural, just to know what
Just
men go
for
through with a cold.
us to know what it feels like when a man goes through a cold.
How did you cut it? We have two silhouettes. We have the Silhouette Cameo 2 and the Silhouette Cameo 4. And we were non-stop cutting those bad boys. And we
Yes.
use the CD, what's it called?
CB06.
The CB06 blade.
All right,
with
so
the
I'm gonna
adapter.
take my white, and I'm gonna sprinkle my white on my stars.
Sprinkle the right white on there. There's 2 spots on the blue where stars are that needed blue. She said there's 2 spots.
Yeah, there's one up here at the top. It's your top star. I pulled that one, but I didn't pull the second one down at the bottom.
What she's just saying is make sure that you pay attention to...
Yes, pay attention to where your blue all is supposed to go. Just remember that. Because I didn't, and I'm the one that designed it. But we're not going to talk about that, okay?
And Nikki, I'm sorry if we're killing you. I hope that someone is nearby to be able to resuscitate you if something legitimately bad happens.
Yeah, we are,
We're not to be held responsible for any casualties we're causing during this life box.
But at least Cameron agrees with the whole, men are big titty babies during a
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally okay saying it. I mean, the fact that whenever I had the stomach bug, I just stayed in the bathroom the entire time, and Heather's like, I gotta take care of the kids and Frodo up.
I was having to share the bathroom with the kids. I was literally puking in the bathtub and sitting on the toilet while my son has walked into the bathroom. He's like, Hi, son, can you please get out of the bathroom? I'm dying here.
Heather hates
Juice?
Heather hates throwing up.
Can you make me juice? Because Cameron stole the trash can and the whole bathroom in our bedroom.
Because listen.
So I was having to go from our bedroom to the hallway bathroom.
I explained to you why. I woke up at 3 a.m. starting with all of it. And I went until, 2 the next day where I finally quit.
Yeah, but that's because you were making yourself throw up, though, because you felt so bad. I just felt really bad.
Yeah, I couldn't take feeling bad. I felt better when I threw up. So I just...
Not me.
Sorry, listen, I know that's way too much
Now, trust
information.
me, I hurt. So, I was in so much pain.
I'm just glad we're feeling better. I'm glad everything
Yeah, that was
done.
awful. It was awful.
Great diet, though, just to be fair. Lost a ton of weight.
Cameron lost a ton of weight.
Didn't want to.
He wasn't going for that, but he totally, that's totally what he got. Hey, that should be the new weight loss program. Hey, you want to lose weight? Here, come over to my house. I have this stomach bug. Let's all puke our brains out at the same time. So great. Party at my house.
I think this cup turned out really pretty.
I think it turned out really pretty as well.
So you're going to epoxy before you put the... No, you won't epoxy before you put the gold foil on, will you?
Mm-mm.
You're going to do all that.
I'm going to do all of it tonight. I am going to put the gold foil on after I finish the white. Can you see the white on there? Isn't that pretty?
It is very pretty.
Isn't that awesome?
Can you go overhead?
Sure.
She pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous? Heather live box. So this is our first live box. I don't know if you guys have been following us, but this is our first live box that we actually put together in-house. We had everything shipped to us from Spangled Dreams, the Spangled Cup Tape, Mad Glitter.
Hi, Jilly.
Jilly! Hello, beautiful. How are you? Long time no see. The earth says hello.
You're just stupid.
If you could tell me what movie that's from, then you win something.
We still have a live box, yeah?
Yeah, you win a live box if you could tell me what movie that is from. You could tell me the earth says hello.
If you know what movie that is from, you win a live box.
You win a live box.
You can gift it.
You can gift it, or you can keep it.
You can keep it. You can make it. Whatever. If you can guess what that is from, you win a live box.
You win a Heather live box. Come on, does anybody know what movie that's from? It's from one of like my favorite movies.
Julie
a lot of people don't know this.
Says that she missed y'all.
We missed you too. Anybody? Does anybody know?
What was the quote?
The Earth,
say it again.
The Earth says hello. Anybody?
You cannot Google it.
Yeah, you can't Google it. That's cheating.
It's not Mrs. Doubtfire.
No, it is not. And you have to be specific at which one it is. Willy Wonka! That is correct. It is Willy Wonka. The first one I see is Jilly Jill's.
Actually, Derby said Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She was very specific.
Yeah, nope, that is not. Is that the one? I thought it was Willy Wonka.
It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is the first one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is
okay, so...
Derby City Tumblers.
Yes, Derby City Tumblers.
You were not wrong, Jilly.
You are not wrong, Jilly, but it was very specific to which one it was. It is technically Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but Willy Wonka does say it. So, woo! Derby City Tumblers, if you will send me a PM, you can also find us on Facebook and send us a message there. Give me your, I need your shipping information for me to send you.
Or where you want it shipped to.
Or who you want it shipped to. And we will ship you out a Heather Live box to make this tumbler.
And what we'll do, you can order it on the website, and what we'll do is, we'll give you a...
I'm surprised that someone got it!
The Earth says hello.
The Earth says hello.
What we'll do is we'll send you a... Nikki said... If you said it, I did not see it on our end, Nikki. I love doing giveaways, but sometimes I don't like them because I feel bad because if some people would do to say it, it's all depending on what we can see. And I'm totally happy to take a picture of what we can see on here so you guys know.
Yeah, the first one I see is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, JD. Johnny Depp. That is correct. I see Nikki Gray said, question mark.
Yeah, all I see is a question mark, Nikki. We can't see if you did say it. All we see is a question mark.
But we like to give away stuff all the time. So, maybe we can do that more often.
Yay, congratulations. I love Johnny.
Isn't he awesome? I love Johnny Depp. Alright, so I'm just rubbing my white in these lines here. Making sure I have good coverage. Knocking everything off of my desk at the same time. Make sure you rub it in there real good. Earth says hello. It's like one of my favorite quotes. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome that someone's brain works as well as mine.
Do you think we are in a position where we could give a second one? To give one to Nikki if she did?
Yeah, I don't see the comment, but
or we could give
I wonder if TikTok blocked it maybe?
Give a discount maybe if we can.
Yeah, I can give her a 50% off discount off of the live box maybe.
Yeah, Stephen Fawn over with that's Weasel 2000. She's our mod. We couldn't see it on our end, but
yeah, it may be. So I know sometimes that TikTok blocks things like that, and I don't even know why. But I can't see it on my end.
I'll tell you what, Nikki, if you can take a screenshot of where you said it and send it over to us, so that way, I mean, just for not that it really matters because we're not going to be that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, I got some blue mixed into my white, so I'm going to dump
it's
that.
It's not that big of a deal, but if 50% off works for you, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do a 50% off for you. Alright, so I've got all my white, my blue, and my red done. Look how awesome that looks. And now this little part right here, everybody's probably wondering, Heather, what's gonna go there? Well, that is going to be my gold foil. I gave myself a little bit chumpier of a gold foil than I did everyone else. I tried to give a hefty amount to make sure that everybody had enough. Now, this foil is very airy and fluffy. And I say that because I packed them all in these little baggies for everyone.
And she said it literally, honestly got everywhere.
And it got everywhere. It literally did. I don't know if you've ever taken it out of one of those jars and tried to shove it in little baggies, but it got everywhere. Everywhere. So, I'm going to take some out. I'm going to pull my strip first.
You can find us on Facebook, Derby City Tumblers, if...
Yeah, if you go to my link tree on my TikTok, there's a link to our website, I think. And then there may be one to our Facebook page. But you can go on there and send us a message to the website. Or you can... I think there's one to our Facebook, but I'm not 100%. If not, then I need to totally add that. But there's a chat option on our website, and then we also, the custom creations 31326 at Gmail. So our website at gmail.com is our email that you can also email it to. Alright, so I pulled my strip for my gold. So I got some sticky adhesive there. I'm going to take my tweezers because I'm not brave enough to stick my hands in here.
Thank you, Nikki. We'll end up sending you a one-time code for 50% off. And then Derby City will get with you about giving, if you want to give yours, if you want to receive yours, however. And then you can follow along, because we're going to put this video up on YouTube.
Yes, it's going to go up on YouTube, and it's going to stay in our Facebook group as well. Alright, so I'm carefully sticking this gold foil on my adhesive here. Pressing it down really well. Look how awesome that looks so far. Now, if you wanted to overlap some onto your colors, you totally can. I'm just pushing mine back so I have a straight line since the rest of it's straight line. Everything's a straight line on there. I'm kind of going with like the clean look on it. But if you want it to overlap, you could just stick it on the edge and then it'll have that overlapping on it. Like that.
I'm pretty sure we do still have a CC DIY code.
Yes, it is all things. No, custom creations. Custom creations, yeah. That's what it is. I love Counterculture products. Their products are amazing.
Thank you, Jilly. So she wants to make sure we get credit whenever she places an order.
Yes, and you also get some monies off.
I'll add you to the group Derby City.
Yeah, this Spangle tape made life so easy for this cup. Kind of obsessed.
Okay. Nikki, thank you for sending the screenshot over to Fawn. We'll take care of you. Yeah, we have a lot of discount codes, especially if you're in our Facebook group.
Oh yeah, we have discount codes to all kinds of different companies. Glitter companies. We have a lot of glitter company ones. So I'm just sticking my finger in the back and getting some gold foil stuck to...
Did we make this file? Yes, Heather did.
Yes, I did make this file. I did. And it's actually a cut file. I made the file for Fawn's live box as well. for the sublimation tumbler.
Brittany, I plan to make another update on the screenshot on the spreadsheet that we have, so that way you guys can get all the up-to-date discount codes.
Yes. Yeah, because I have one for Southern Belle Glitter. That's where I get a lot of my foils and stuff. I didn't get these foils from there, but they have the ones that I've been using on my water slides and stuff. How awesome that looks!
That is pretty clean.
And I'm just going to take my handy dandy big old paintbrush and I'm going to brush away any excess foil that's on there that maybe is hanging off on the edge.
Handy dandy big brush.
Handy dandy big brush. That's right. And I'm going to do it different directions so that if the foil, you know how it kind of waves in the wind, you want it to kind of break off. And then run my finger back over it really good. Make sure it is pressed down really, really well. And follow my line all the way down. Tell me that's not clean, you guys. Look how awesome that is. And it is, she is done. Okay? Like, she is done. Now, what I would recommend before you epoxy this or use your epoxy alternative is I would definitely spray seal it with a matte clear, gloss clear, some polyacrylic, something of that sort, just to make sure that your glitter doesn't move around around on you.
Could you use clear Mod Podge?
You can. Yeah, I would suggest like a clear spray paint though, because sometimes the Mod Podge can make the glitter look hazy. But I would seal it in some type of way. I would seal it with something. But she is ready to epoxy besides sealing. You could epoxy it tonight if you wanted to.
Yup.
And I would charge no less than $35 for this tumbler, which is what the cost of the live box is. $35 plus shipping. So, and I would not charge a penny less than that. You can even add a name if you really want to. I would suggest adding it across the stripes. Maybe you could do a blue name. You could even take some of this that you have. How about this for an idea? You could take some of this that you have, epoxy it. This is what I trimmed off of your 12 by 12 square. Cut out a name on it. I cut it with the washi tape setting. Cut out a name on it. Stick it. And then peel off this white piece.
And do it in blue.
And then do it in blue.
Or silver.
Or silver.
Or gold.
Yeah. You could do it in gold foil if you wanted to.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So you could use any of your glitters for it. You could use the remaining of this for something else. Do a name on it. So you have extra left over. Everybody in their live box, they got a full 12 by 12, and this was only an 8. It was probably about a 8.5 by 9 inch cut off of that 12 by 12, so you could totally use the rest of this for something else. Use it to add a name to it. Use it to glitter your bottom. Use it to do something else with it. To add a name to another tumbler. You could definitely add it. Use this. So definitely keep this that you cut off of here because it is usable.
Don't throw it away.
Don't throw it away. It's not trash. It's not trash. There's the beauty. Give it a little spin around. I really like the gold accent on it. And it was super easy, and you didn't even have to look at a bottle of Mod Podge for it, unless you want to glitter your butt. I really think I'm going to leave mine white. I really like the clean white line across it. I really do. So I'm going to leave my bottom white. And 2 coats of epoxy, and this bad boy is done. And you have yourself a 35. I would sell it for no less than 35, but you could probably even sell it for 40. Depending on your area. Now, if you're in somewhere like California, this is a $40, $45 cup. For sure. And then you also have enough glitter to make another one. You have enough glitter to make another one. Probably
3
more. So you would only need the vinyl or the...
And the foil you didn't use much of either.
Yeah, I didn't even use all the foil. And I gave myself probably half of what I gave everybody else.
So we're going to try to see about getting some of the pre-cut tape so that way you guys can order more of those if you're interested in getting those. We'll definitely see about doing that.
Yep. And then stay tuned because I do these every couple of months. I try to make everything different. I want to do something different, something standoffish, something that a lot of people will look at and be like, that looks really scary. And I'm not really sure how to do that. So I like to do a tutorial and show you how to do it, and you can make it with me, which makes it a lot more easy. It makes it a lot less stressful because you get to see me mess up. And then you get to see me work through those issues and make a beautiful cup like this. This is one of several live boxes that I've done, but this is the first one that we actually put together in-house. So, yeah, I think it was very much a success.
Now, if you are still interested in getting one of these...
Yes, we do still have...
them.
9 left on the website. There are 9 of these left on our website. The link is in my link tree if you're on Facebook or on TikTok. And if you are on Facebook, it is on our website. If you go up to the search bar, just type in my name, type in Heather, and it'll pull up the Heather Live box for you. There are 9 left after we gave away one and then doing the half off of the other. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope you guys enjoy this live box. I think it turned out absolutely stunning. I want to see what everybody else does with theirs when you make yours. Post pictures in the group. We want to see what they look like. We want to see if you add a name. We want to see if you add a beautiful little color at the bottom. We want to see it all. We want to see your spin on it. You could totally add some of your glitter that you had in your box on the bottom if you wanted to. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. Fawn's live box, she is starting on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her live box is with rhinestones. It is an American flag. Hers is a straight American flag. Mine's a little half and half, I guess. But it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Beautiful rhinestones. Her live box actually had almost 10,000 rhinestones in it. For all of the different colors for it. Yes, Sunday at 7:30. If you're not following Weasel2000 on TikTok, go and follow her. She is the rhinestone lady. We love her, and she makes amazing cups. She goes live almost every night so that you can see all of her amazing cups and how they are made. I love all of you guys. If you are on TikTok, join our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, go follow us on TikTok. Until next time, love you guys. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.